Okay, ready?
Uh-huh.
Read one page, okay?
Okay.
You may have read it, but I didn't read it with you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, Simon called himself a Methodist.
Simon called himself a
Methodist.
Methodist.
He worked his way across the Atlantic to Philadelphia.
He worked his
Way
way
across
across the
Atlantic
Atlantic
to
to
Philadelphia. Thence to Jamaica.
Went to Jamaica.
Thence to Mobile.
Went to Mobile.
And up the
And-
St. Stephen's.
And up the St. Stephen.
Mindful of John Wesley's strictures. Mindful of John Wesley's strictures.
Mindful of John
Wesley's
Wesley's
strictures on the use of many words.
On the use of many words.
In buying and selling.
In buying and selling.
Simon made a pile.
Simon made a pile.
Practicing medicine.
Practicing medicine.
Pile means a lot of money, okay?
Uh-huh.
But in this pursuit, he was unhappy.
He was unhappy.
Lest he be tempted.
Lest he be tempted
Into doing. What he knew was. Not for the glory of God.
Not for the glory of God.
As the putting on of gold.
Of the paying.
As
the paying of gold. On the.
Read better than that. You know these words. As the putting on of gold.
As the putting on of gold.
And costly apparel. So Simon, having forgotten his teacher's dictum,
having forgotten his teacher's dictum,
on the possession of human chattels,
on the
possession, that means you possess it, you hold it, okay?
Uh-huh.
Possession. So my phone is a possession. This is possession. Gloves are possession. Chattel means your possession, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is the word chattel. Where did I see it? Dictum is like teaching, okay?
Uh-huh.
This is the word chattel. Possession of human chattels, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Brought three slaves.
Slaves.
And with their aid. Established a homestead. On the banks of the Alabama River.
On the banks of
the
Alabama River.
Good job. That's a hard word, Alabama, huh?
Uh-huh.
It's a state in the South, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Some 40 miles above St. Stephen's.
Some 40 miles
above
St. Stephen.
There's no T. It's not Saint. Saint. Do you see a T there?
No.
Okay. St. Stephen's.
St. Stephen's.
He returned to same word. Come on. Same as here. Come on. Stop breathing heavy, okay? St. Stephen's.
St. Stephen.
What's this?
St. Stephen.
There's an S, right?
Mm-hmm.
So say it again. St. Stephen's.
St. Stephen.
The S is a little slow, okay?
Uh-huh.
Only once
only once
to find a wife,
to find a wife,
and with
her established
a line
a line
that ran high to daughters.
that ran high to the daughters.
Simon lived to an impressive age and died rich.
Simon lived to
An
an
impressive age,
impressive age
and died rich.
and died rich.
It was customary
It was customary
for the men.
Men.
That's an E.
Men.
If it was A, it'd be man. It's for the men.
For the man.
Men.
Men.
In the family.
In the family.
To remain. Remain. On Simon's homestead. Finch's Landing. And make their living from cotton.
And make them
Their
living from cotton.
Cotton. Like this is made out of cotton. Okay? All right, here we go. The place was self-sufficient.
The place was self-sufficient.
Modest in comparison with the empires around it. The landing, nevertheless, produced everything required to sustain life except ice, wheat, flour, and articles of clothing supplied by riverboats from Mobile. Yeah. Simon would have regarded with impotent fury that impotent means not very effective, okay? Impotent, not effective, okay? That means you try something but you don't get what you want done.
Yeah.
As it left his turbulence between impotent fury, the disturbance
Impotent fury, the
disturbance between the north
and the
south
as it
left
his
descendants stripped
of
everything but their land.
everything but their land.
Yet the tradition,
The
tradition, you see dition?
no
D. You see that?
Uh-huh.
D. Tradition. Tradition of living on the land remained unbroken until well into the 20th century. Until well into the 20th century. 20th
century.
When my father Atticus Finch went to Montgomery to read law, and his younger brother went to Boston to study medicine. Their sister Alexandra was
the
Finch, who remained at the landing.
At the landing.
She married a taciturn man.
She married a taciturn man
who spent most of his time
who spent most of his time
lying
lying in a
hammock
by the
man
who
spent
most of his time lying in a
hammock
by the
river
wondering if his
trot lines
were full.
When my father was admitted to
the bar, he returned to
Macomb
and
began
his
good job practice
his practice
Macomb
some
20
miles east of
Finch's landing
was the
county seat
of
Macomb County Atticus's office
in the
courthouse contained little more
than a hat rack, a spittoon, a checkerboard,
and unsullied. That means not dirty. Unsullied coat
of
remember we read that word Alabama. Good. So we're on what page for next reading?
5.
Good. And we'll take off his first 2 clients, okay? Good job. Okay.